to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
Teyana Taylor just caught her ex Iman Shumpert in the most shocking situation ever. It wasn't something you'd expect, even in your wildest thoughts. Not with some random fan or a woman from the club, but with her very own cousin. The betrayal was deep, disgusting, and absolutely soul-crushing. When Teyana walked into that room and saw what was happening, her world flipped upside down in an instant. According to people close to her, she didn't just suspect, it was full-on confirmation, with no room for excuses. Her screams reportedly echoed through the entire house, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. She dropped to the ground, shaking, crying, and utterly devastated. It was like a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. The pain, the shock, and the disbelief all hit her at once like a truck. This wasn't just a cheating scandal, it was a full-blown emotional disaster. Teyana had reportedly been suspicious for weeks, maybe even months, that something shady was going on. She started noticing little things, a certain closeness between Iman and her cousin that didn't sit right. The way they laughed at private jokes, exchanged glances when they thought no one was watching, and even had late-night conversations that made her feel excluded. At first, she told herself she was overthinking. It's family, right? They're just comfortable. But deep inside, something didn't feel normal. Iman became more distant, brushing her off when she questioned him. Her cousin, usually warm and affectionate, started avoiding eye contact and barely spoke around her. It was like they were hiding a secret too heavy to carry in the open. Teyana knew she had to find out the truth for herself. One night, she made the decision to pull up without any warning. She didn't tell anyone where she was going, not even her assistant. She quietly parked outside and entered the house with her own key, trying not to make a sound. Her heart was racing. She hoped she was wrong, that she'd open that door and find peace instead of heartbreak. But as she reached the bedroom, something in her stomach sank. The door creaked open, and what she saw took the breath out of her body. Iman was in bed, shirtless, his eyes wide in horror. And next to him, tangled in the sheets, was her own cousin, barely covered. Her perfume filled the room, and clothes were scattered like confetti after a party. It was real, undeniable. Teyana couldn't believe what she was seeing. Her cousin scrambled to cover herself, stammering something about it not being what it looked like. But it was exactly what it looked like. Iman didn't even try to deny it. He was just frozen, as if caught in a trap he never thought would be triggered. Teyana screamed, not just in anger but in deep pain. "Are you serious right now? With her?" Her voice cracked as she sobbed uncontrollably. She dropped to the floor, screaming and crying, unable to move from the spot. That image, that smell, that betrayal, it's burned into her memory forever. The cousin tried to say something, but Teyana wasn't hearing it. That moment didn't just end a relationship. It shattered a family. And Teyana knew in that exact second, nothing would ever be the same again. She stormed out of the house, shaking and crying with rage. No words were said after that. No explanations, no begging. She blocked both Iman and her cousin on every platform instantly. The cousin was kicked out of the house that very night. No discussion, no forgiveness. Iman tried to reach out. He texted, called, even sent voice notes, but she never responded. Friends say Teyana completely lost it and smashed some of his belongings in the heat of the moment. She was so overwhelmed that she locked herself in her room and didn't speak to anyone for hours. Her daughter was reportedly kept at a family friend's place to avoid seeing her mother in such pain. Her team didn't release any details, only saying there was a family emergency. But the silence from Iman online confirmed everything. His guilt was written all over his absence. In the days that followed, the situation continued to spiral further out of control. What began as a shocking public scandal quickly turned into a deeply personal and emotional family rupture. Teyana's mom, once known for her calm presence and quiet strength, reportedly confronted Iman face-to-face during a private meeting and slapped him without hesitation. For many, this act was not just about anger. It was about deep hurt and betrayal. This was a man she had welcomed into their home and into their family, someone she treated like a son. To see him turn around and bring such chaos into their lives was a blow she couldn't let pass in silence. Her anger didn't stop with Iman either. She reportedly turned to her niece, Teyana's cousin, and screamed the words that would end any illusion of family unity. "You're dead to us." That moment marked the beginning of a deep and possibly permanent rift. Family members immediately began choosing sides. Some relatives completely cut off all contact with Iman and the cousin. Siblings unfollowed them on social media without explanation, sending a quiet but clear message about where their loyalty stood. The cousin's own mother, desperate to salvage relationships and defend her daughter, tried to step in and calm things down. But no one was listening. The trust was shattered, and nothing she said could repair the damage. Family dinners, once loud and full of laughter, turned into silent, tense affairs. Some relatives chose not to show up at all. The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it pierced through the heart of a family unit, leaving scars that might never fully heal. Even the youngest members of the family were affected. Children started asking questions, confused by the sudden silence and absence of people they used to see regularly. Where once there were hugs and inside jokes, now there was only distance. Parents scrambled to explain without going too deep, but the tension was impossible to hide. What happened between adults had trickled down, touching everyone, even those too young to understand the full weight of what was going on. While the family was trying to process the betrayal, fans across the world were doing the same. The moment whispers of the confrontation reached the internet, social media went into full meltdown. Twitter became a firestorm of outrage. "Your own cousin? That's the lowest of the low," one user posted, echoing the thoughts of thousands. Some fans couldn't believe what they were reading, while others said they'd seen the red flags for a while. Regardless, the majority rallied behind Teyana immediately. Her silence in the face of such betrayal wasn't seen as weakness, but as strength. She didn't need to go online to drag anyone. She let the truth speak for itself. Online, the cousin and Iman were dragged relentlessly. People dissected old photos, past interviews, and family moments to try and understand when things started to go wrong. Comment sections were flooded with messages of support for Teyana and scathing criticism toward the two who had betrayed her. Influencers began sharing their thoughts, while fans reposted moments from Teyana's past where she appeared tired, guarded, or uncomfortable. Signs, they now believed, that she had been carrying emotional weight for a long time. Even within the celebrity community, people quietly took notice. Some stars, including names like Keke Palmer and Taraji P. Henson, were rumored to have reached out to Teyana privately to offer support. They didn't need to post it online. Just being there behind the scenes spoke volumes. Across TikTok, Instagram Live, and YouTube, the story took on a life of its own. People weren't just commenting anymore, they were analyzing. Videos emerged breaking down the timeline of events, discussing how betrayal within a family cuts deeper than anything else, and praising Teyana's poise through it all. In the midst of this storm, fans have only grown more protective of Teyana. Her ability to hold her head high while the world tries to pick apart her pain has drawn massive admiration. She's being praised for her maturity, her silence, and her refusal to give energy to people who've hurt her. Brands are standing by her too. Where other celebrities might see endorsement deals threatened by scandal, Teyana's quiet dignity has only strengthened her value. She is now seen not only as a talented artist and performer, but also as a symbol of resilience. Those close to her say that she's focusing completely on her daughter and her own healing journey. She's removed herself from unnecessary noise and is spending time reflecting, protecting her peace, and figuring out her next steps. There's talk that she may channel this heartbreak into her work. If she does, whether it's through music, film, or writing, fans know it will be powerful. Teyana has always had a gift for transforming pain into art, and this betrayal, while devastating, might become the catalyst for her next great project. There are also whispers that she's considering relocating, leaving behind the city and the memories tied to it to start somewhere fresh, where she can rebuild without daily reminders of those who betrayed her. If that's true, it wouldn't be running away. It would be reclaiming peace on her own terms. As for Iman, his reputation may never recover. The silence he's kept in the aftermath hasn't helped. If anything, it's made things worse. Some believe he's hoping the noise will die down on its own. But this isn't the kind of scandal that fades quickly. What's done is done, and no carefully worded apology will undo the hurt or fix the damage. In the court of public opinion, he's already lost. Teyana, however, is winning in a different way. Not by clapping back or exposing people, but by choosing her peace and prioritizing herself. She's showing the world that silence, when grounded in self-worth, can be louder than anything else. What happens next is completely up to Teyana, and people are watching. They want to see her rise, not just survive. This might be the moment that redefines her entire life, both personally and professionally. She's been through heartbreak before, but this time is different. This betrayal came from people she loved the most, people she trusted to protect her heart. But instead, they shattered it. Still, she's standing. Still, she's choosing herself. That's strength. And as she moves forward, fans are behind her, pushing her to keep going. There's no telling what she'll do next. But whatever it is, it'll be powerful. When betrayal comes from people you consider family, it hits different. It cuts deeper, scars harder, and heals slower. Teyana's story is more than just gossip. It's a lesson about boundaries, trust, and self-worth. Iman made a choice that cost him everything. Her cousin crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. But now, Teyana gets to make the most important decision, choosing herself over anyone who hurt her. The pain was real. The betrayal was loud. But her silence, that's the power move. The world is watching her, not in pity, but in admiration. Because Teyana isn't broken, she's just getting started. And her comeback might be the loudest thing we've ever seen.